David Vetter was born in 1971 in Texas, and from the very first moment of his life, his world was different from everyone else's. Doctors had known before his birth that he was at serious risk. His older brother had died of the same rare genetic condition, severe combined immunodeficiency, or SCID disorder that destroys the body's ability to fight off even the smallest infection. For most babies, a common cold is nothing more than a temporary discomfort, but for David, even a single germ could be deadly. To protect him, doctors placed him in a completely sterile plastic bubble just seconds after he was born. That bubble, clear, air-sealed, and carefully monitored, became his entire world. Inside it, the air was filtered, his food and clothes were sterilized, and no one could touch him without layers of protective barriers. His parents could only reach through plastic gloves to hold him, comfort him, or play with him. For most people, home is a warm, safe space filled with family and love. For David, home was a quiet, sealed environment, a space where safety meant isolation. Every day was the same. Wake up inside the bubble, study, read books, talk to his parents through the plastic, and watch the world beyond the transparent walls he could never cross. NASA engineers, touched by his story, decided to help. They created a special spacesuit designed just for David, made of sterile materials and connected to an air filter. It was meant to let him step outside for the first time, to feel the wind, see the sky without a barrier, maybe even take a few small steps on the grass. For a short while, it worked. David was thrilled to move freely, even if he was still technically sealed inside. He called it his spacesuit, a small taste of the freedom every other child took for granted. But despite the scientific marvels that kept him alive, David's life was deeply lonely. He watched his sister Catherine grow up and live a normal life outside the bubble. He dreamed of going to school, of having friends, of feeling someone's touch. He once asked his mother, "Will I ever be able to leave the bubble?" She tried to stay strong, but the truth was hard to accept. Doctors didn't have a cure. Then, in 1984, a glimmer of hope appeared. Doctors decided to try a bone marrow transplant from his sister, hoping it would give David the healthy immune cells he needed. Everyone was optimistic. It was a chance for him to finally live a normal life. But what no one knew was that the donated marrow carried a hidden threat: the Epstein-Barr virus, harmless to most people, but devastating to David's fragile system. Not long after the procedure, David began to feel ill. His body, already weakened by years of isolation, couldn't fight back. The virus triggered lymphoma, a form of cancer. For months, doctors fought to save him. When he died, doctors finally opened the bubble, and for the first time in his life, David's body was free from the plastic walls that had both protected and imprisoned him. His death marked the end of an era, a heartbreaking reminder of how far science can go, yet how fragile life remains. David's story touched millions around the world. People began to see not just the tragedy of his isolation, but also the extraordinary courage he showed. Despite living his entire life behind barriers, he remained curious, intelligent, and hopeful. He wanted to be an astronaut someday, perhaps because he already knew what it felt like to live in a world no one else could enter. Today, David's legacy continues to inspire medical research. His case led to major breakthroughs in the treatment of SCID, including the development of gene therapy that has saved countless lives since. Though his time on Earth was short, the boy in the bubble changed the world in ways he could never have imagined.